49-47 at halftime, and it's a 30-point blowout for the Boston Celtics. What is up, everyone, and welcome in to your Celtics source, home of your 4-1. Moving on to round two, Boston Celtics. They beat the Orlando Magic 120-89 tonight, and it was a game they needed to have, and a tale of two halves at that, right? You have to get out of this game. You have to win this series, keep guys healthy, and they did just that. But in that first half, they missed every single three they took. I believe they went 0 of 7. First time that has happened for the Celtics in, I believe, 6 years, something like that the Celtics miss every single three in the first half. The Magic just wasn't anything special the Magic were doing. Celtics could not hit a shot. We've seen this multiple times. But that second half, the play that Jaylen Brown had to change the entire dynamic of the game. Going hard at Paolo Banchero, forcing him to pick up his third foul in 3 minutes in that second half. And Paolo Banchero, 5 fouls about a minute into the game, or into the third quarter, and he has to sit the entire third quarter. And by then, you have a 20-point lead. Yeah, we'll talk all about that, how they grew that lead so quickly. Because, it wasn't like the Orlando Magic just went cold shooting, or like scoring wise. Yes, they went cold shooting, but Franz Wagner was carrying the team offensively. But Celtics found a way to break apart Orlando's defense that had been stopping them from taking threes the entire game. But I want to talk, first about some, I think, poor coaching, inexperience from Jamal Mosley in this series, or in this game, on how he handled Paolo Banchero when he got those fouls. Right, the Celtics immediately go on this run when Paul sits down, and so you can call it, or he calls a timeout, and that's when you put Paolo Banchero back in. Right, I know, right? If you're Mosley, yes, he's on 5 fouls, but you don't have a choice. Like, you need his offense. You need his defense. You have to have him out there. You have to, take that risk, because what you did is you allowed the Celtics to get a 30-point lead, and then by the fourth quarter, even if you're bringing him then, there's no chance you're coming back from that. Um, you know, so like, had he, when he called that timeout, he had to put Paul Banchero back in, and he just didn't, which I think is just, inexperience from him, poor coaching from him on his part. But the Boston Celtics, 0 of 7 in the first half from 3, and they finished the game with 13 for 24 from 3. That is 54%. That is just crazy. They went in the second half. They went 0 for 7. They went 6 for 17, which I believe is, sorry about that, but 6 for 17, which is 35, well, yeah, or no, sorry, 13 for 17, which is 76% from threes in the second half. No, where has this been all series long? Like, why just now in this game, in a must win game for the Celtics? I mean, obviously it's not must win, but in terms of health and everything, a crucial win. Why are we just getting this now? I mean, right? Sam Hauser knocks down 2 of 2 from 3. Who else had big? Payton Pritchard, 2 of 4 from three. Jayson Tatum, 4 of 5 from three. I mean, that wrist injury that he got in game one hasn't bothered him a single bit. He has just taken over the series. Such a big improvement from last playoffs, from playoffs before. 35 points. He's averaging 32, 33 points a game, basically. I think he's third in playoff scoring, getting 8 rebounds, 10 assists as well, just 2 turnovers, right? The Celtics had like, I believe, 7 turnovers in the first half, and they had just 2 turnovers in the entire second half. Just incredible poise, playmaking, consistency, and just, capitalizing on, the momentum of the crowd and getting out on transitions when you've gotten stops. I mean, like, this game, you know, and you know, on top of that, the Knicks lose, so the Pistons hold out. So this game is going to at least six, or the series is going to at least six. Going back to Detroit, so the Celtics get even more rest. They'll wait till at least Thursday until they find out who they're playing next round. So getting the win, getting out, uh, at least not more injured than you already are, gives Drew Holiday to heal up, time to heal up, gives Jaylen Brown time to heal up, gives Jayson Tatum, gives Horford, who has just been unbelievable in this series. I mean, we're gonna do a full recap of the series either tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm not gonna go into the whole series, but just what Al Horford has been able to do goes so beyond the stat sheet. You know, right? We talk about just big threes, which obviously he hit in this game. Uh, you know, had 9 points. Just 1 of 1 from three, a huge three from the corner on Jayson Tatum's assist as part of that run. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover. He had a block. Um, Luke Cornett finally finding a way to be involved, right? 9 points, huge block on Franz Wagner at the end of the game. Not great on the glass, just 4 rebounds, but the Magic are just a nasty offensive rebounding team. Really, that's one of the only ways they score points, right? Because they're terrible half court offense, obviously, because they cannot make a shot, and we saw this, right? Their Celtics were leaving guys open, and you would see the Magic swing it around the full arc of the 3 point line, and then they'd go back trying to find someone who was willing to take a shot, and they would all keep giving them up. Without Paul on the court, you have to take those shots and knock them down, and the fact that they weren't doing that, taking more time off the clock. It's already a slow game. You needed as many possessions as you could, and just none of them were willing to take a shot. Franz Wagner was the only one that was at least willing to try and take a shot, and that came at the end after this lead had already grown. Right, you saw Franz hesitant at first, and he didn't do great shooting. Right, that's one of the things the Magic need. They just need one more guy, I would say, besides health, one more guy that is a 3 point shooter. That's his primary goal. They just need a guy like Buddy Hield or someone that can provide just a little bit more offense. And this team, would be a 4 or 5 seed. And I think they would have been a 4 or 5 seed had they not gotten injured. But still, you need that one guy. And the Celtics, finally getting contributions from their bench that were, uh, basically not liabilities out there for the first time all series. So just a shout out to Sam Hauser, shout out to Payton Pritchard, holding their ground defensively. And then obviously I think we have to talk about Jaylen Brown, right? Jaylen Brown, huge, right? We talked about how he basically sparked this whole run with that play, or drawing the foul on Paolo Banchero. Right? We also have to talk about how he was doesn't look too bad out there. He's knocking down threes. We haven't seen this in the regular season. In these playoffs, he's been huge knocking down threes. right? Just takes 4 threes, but he knocks down 2 of 4, 9 of 18 overall on field goals, right? He plays only 32 minutes, right? All the starters play no more than 34 minutes. Huge for the Celtics. Right? Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't say he's being super aggressive, but he's being, aggressive opportunistically. Right? When he gets his moment, when he sees an opening, he'll drive and do a big dunk. He's not going over guys or anything, but if he's open, he'll leave the ground and slam it down. And so, I think that's what Jaylen Brown's going to have to be. I don't think he's going to be a guy that is going to, you know, uh, go at guys all the time. And he's going to have to find his moments because he doesn't have the legs to go in every single time and get banged up. So just Jaylen Brown being smart, but not being a liability out there, which is huge. Derrick White, just incredible in this series, right? We'll talk about him later. One of the games where, he's been scoring 15, 16 points in all of these series, all of these games to try and keep the Celtics in it when they've gone cold shooting. And this is the first game, he just has 5 points. And they don't need him to do anything besides play defense, takes just 6 shots, 2 of 6, 5 points, has 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. But, a +8, he plays the lowest minutes out of the starter. Well, no, Kristaps Porzingis plays the lowest minutes. He splits with Al Horford, obviously, and Luke Cornett, who play about the same time wise. But Luke Cornett and Porzingis play about the same amount of minutes. But Derrick White, he just doesn't need to do. He can have a game where he's the main guy and the star, and then he can have a game where he does nothing and he's okay with it. That's what makes this team so great. And I like this series. I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly, but I like this series because you get a sense of what OKC's defense is with the Magic team, but that OKC has one of the best offenses in the game as well, and the MVP leading it. So you get the defensive side. Now you're going to have to figure out how you're going to stop them, which has been a struggle all season. But I like a first step here, a hard physical series. It felt like this game was so much longer than 5 games, but the Celtics survive. Please make sure to follow me on social media at Your Celtic Source. We'll have a couple of videos, obviously highlights, other stories and videos. We'll do some more NBA coverage as well. Probably tomorrow we'll do a full recap of some of the games tonight, not just the Celtics, but the Nuggets-Clippers game, the Bucks and Pacers, and obviously Knicks-Pistons. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, go Celtics.
It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured.